Alright, there we go. Alright. So I got all my like Rexes, Uties, Mammoths, some other stuff over here, Daedons over in the corner, all that I'm breeding. The whole setup's pretty basic. You can get a lot more detailed than this. Basically the trough, do I have the range on? I do. Trough feeds all the way over here, main growing spots here, Nanny is going to supply to them, but the most detailed out of it all is this right here. So in the soul terminal, you're going to want to go into options, newborn auto trap, enable visible. I like to have visible on just to see what I'm doing because I got a lot of stuff going on at once. But yeah, you want to enable it, just hit mating, it'll turn everybody within range, so that kind of weird glowing cloud will turn on to mating. I already had it running, so that's why they're not all mating immediately, because they're probably all in cooldown. And then this guy, make sure everybody from him that's going to be dropping eggs is in range. I won't grab the non-fertilized ones, obviously. Just want to make sure that's set up. It'll grab it. It'll throw them all down to 1%. Then you want to go here to the auto syn settings, click on your incubator, type in whatever you would like. You see, I got those enabled. X-Rex. I forget the full name for that guy, but I'll get that figured out later. Mammoths won't pop up because they don't drop eggs. Forget what else I have going that drops eggs, but yeah, so like the Uties that drop eggs, you've seen I had those selected in there, so you have to go into the auto settings and select specifically the animals you want their eggs to be picked up. Then once you get that selected, it'll auto send them over here. This will do all of its things. Then you want to go to stat settings. I'm mainly looking for the health, stamina, food, and damage. Stamina and food mainly for the Daedons, health and damage on the Rexes and Uties and Mammoths and stuff. But, you know, it does well either way. It won't actually pick up the Daedon or the Mammoth things, so I rarely had that enabled in the previous until I figured that out. But make sure once you get the stat selected you want to keep, go to enable egg stat optimization and auto hatch, select those. You can come down to destruction settings and set whether you want them to hatch and kill. I just have it so it cracks the eggs. Then it'll throw them in there, put them all in their perfect climates, and everything else you need to do that you would normally have to set up manually, it'll just put all of that on there for you. Hatch the eggs. Once those hatch and your mammals give birth, since they don't do eggs, it'll just get auto picked up here, which I have all set up right here, and then you can just go through, see the stats, and filter through more on there. As you can see, most of my Rexes are now coming out all pretty much at the same stats, which is where you have to start work on getting mutations and stuff like that to kind of bump them up there. But this whole little setup will help you keep everything contained and manageable, and you have to just work on getting the next steps involved. Besides that, that's pretty much the whole setup. It's pretty easy once you get everything in line and done correctly, and it does just about everything for you. Like, I set everything on for breeding when I hop off to go to sleep at night, and I wake up and I just go to that soul terminal, filter out the guys I do want and the ones I don't want, and then set them up here in the middle, and yeah, go do whatever else I was doing. I just gotta make sure there's enough food in the trough and the nanny, obviously. But besides that, everything else is done pretty much for me, besides having to just move the dinos around a little bit to get them to where I need them to be. If you guys got any more questions, just go ahead and send a message or something. But besides that, that is pretty much the full thing right there.